Alrighty then. We are now live. Charles Botenston here. Just wanted to make sure that everything is good to go. It is 6:03 Wednesday, December 27th. So if you're looking at this afterwards, awesome. It's not like this is going to not be relevant. Just want to make sure that we're good on the brightness. Come up. Oh, nope, no file. What did I just do? All right. Sorry about that. All right, so anyway, let me just, there we go. All right, so relationship reboot, welcome back, Christmas, and everyone that is enjoying either family, has enjoyed their family or everything else, welcome back. I did not go to the gym. I ate like shit. I drank too much. And overall, I, for 5 days, did not take care of my health. However, there was one thing that I did think about, and I was actually looking at, are all the people that went into a relationship, came out of a relationship, or actually got engaged. And that was a lot of people. That's obviously all posted on Instagram and Facebook, because if it did not go down there, then it didn't go down, okay? I only know of one person, granted, I'm, not friends with the entire world, but there's only one person that I knew that something happened in a good way, in other words, a baby, and they didn't post it to the entire world. They told all their close friends. Actually, I know 2 people that did that. So I don't know if that's going to become a trend or whatnot, but I do know 3 people that went into a relationship and they are settling, okay? 2 of them are girls, one of them is a guy. And obviously this doesn't matter if you're dating a girl and a girl, a guy and a guy, a girl and a girl, or I just said that, a guy and a girl, it doesn't really matter. But the theme, for whatever reason, is settling, okay? And I'll tell you one thing, and obviously you already know the title, which is breaking up, okay? So the reason I'm going into this context, and leave all your comments below, the reason I'm going into this context is because I dated 2 of these girls, okay? I dated 2 of these girls, and actually at the time, I was looking up to these girls. I was looking at them as, I can't believe I have these girls, I can't believe they like me, I can't believe they want to date me. You ever have that insecurity? Well, maybe if you didn't, that was me. And I look at them, and they're stunning girls. If you saw it even as a girl, you're like, wow, she's beautiful. As a guy, you would say, I would probably want to date them. I'm not saying she's, cover of a magazine, but she's a very attractive girl and she runs marathons and she takes really good care of herself and she's really cool and she loves to smile. She's very feminine. She knows how to dress. She's a dateable girl, okay? And she just got engaged, and it was funny because I was talking to her and a girl she works with. They were both there, and I was asking them questions because they're younger than me. I'm 32. I think she's 27, 26. I think 27. And she's like, and I was talking about it. I said, oh, the holidays are coming up in 6 months. Do you think there's an engagement? She's like, no way, blah, blah, blah. And her friend was saying no way. Ironically enough, her friend also got engaged. I think her friend was in a better relationship. In other words, they both were on the same wavelength. So this is crazy. So 2 years ago, I met the guy that she was dating. And the guy, tall, handsome guy, everything else. In the last 2 years, she has risen. Her stock has risen because she's taking care of herself. She has a sick job, making tons of dough. And in other words, if she was a stock, you would buy her stock because she's rising, okay? Her boyfriend, when I first met him, now fiance, boyfriend, I was like, he's a good guy. I could see him doing really well. I met him a year and a half later. The guy is a total loser. He's just a total, I don't know what happened to him. He's 6'6", massive dude. I walked up to him and he's like, bro, I follow all your Instagram stories. You're so funny and everything else. I was like, well, let's take it easy a little bit. Thank you very much. That's awesome. I'm glad I entertain you. But you could tell that he lost his edge. And she still looked incredible. When I hugged her, she's like, holy cow, how's it going? I haven't seen you, da da da. And I dated her before him. And then I saw them 6 months ago and I was asking her and everything else. And she said, oh yeah, no, I'm not getting engaged or anything else. Sure enough, 2 months ago, actually probably about a month ago, they get engaged and they posted. I think they got engaged a month ago and then they posted like a week later. I don't know, however they did it. But I started thinking about it, obviously going into the holidays. She has not posted anything really on social media. She didn't run the marathon this year. So in other words, they just started settling. And the reason I said break up is because in a relationship, whether you're in a relationship or you just break up with someone, I was dating someone recently, and I just said, if we're not going to be together, we shouldn't be exclusive. That was like the conversation that was going through our mind. Like, I remember just saying, we were about to get into that conversation of, we've been seeing each other, are we together? Are we exclusive? So that's when I said, no, because I'm not going to get into a relationship. However, this is the funny thing is, if you are not continuously improving yourself, that is the easiest way. It sounds really bad, and it's not to the person I just dated, because I don't know if they're going to watch this. But it's not to the person I dated or the two girls I was talking about or to the guy I'm about to talk about. But the thing is, if you are not continuously improving in your relationship, in your mind, in your money, in your body, and everything else, relationship's dead. Do you understand the amount of people that post? Here's an example. I know a friend here in New York City. He dated a girl. She has, I think, 125,000 followers. Actually, probably more, like 200,000 followers. Stunning girl. She's a influencer, or whatever you want to call her. She gets modeled, or she gets work to model clothes. She's not a model, but she models clothes because she's in the fashion industry. Maybe you call her a model or whatever you want to call. She's not happy. And that was the thing. He's like, dude, her Instagram is sick. You see her in this expensive clothing, walking around, and she's like, ah, but she's literally sitting there just refreshing her Instagram. He's like, dude, I've seen her post late at night, and she's sitting there. She's like, what are the comments? Do they like it? Are the likes coming in fast enough? And that's the thing is, what you see your ex or your current person doing, whatever it is, whether you're dating or it's a girlfriend, and I know I'm all over the place, but I will have a complete concept around this because this has to hit everyone. You break up with someone, they start dating someone else, and now you see this beautiful picture, this pristine picture because we're in the holidays and everything else. Like, I had that on my Instagram, but I shit you not, this was probably the best Christmas I've ever had in my life. And you know what? I didn't have anyone to share it with outside of my family, okay? I shared it with my family. And that's the thing is, you don't need someone, because the rosy picture that you see of that ex-girlfriend that's now posting with her new boyfriend or their new girlfriend or whatever the case is, you take them together and then you literally look at it, it's not as rosy as it looks, number one. Number two is, look at yourself and improve yourself. Because when I came out of these two relationships, the last two girlfriends that I said, I don't see a future, and it was really hard. It was really, really hard getting out of the relationships. And I know I mentioned this before. There was another friend of mine that he said, I'm going to get out of this relationship. I said, dude, you need to, because you're not going to marry her. And you're at the age where if you're looking for that, I'm not looking for marriage, but if you're looking for that and she's not it, why are you wasting your fucking time? Why are you continuously dating them? You're leading her on. That's terrible. So sure enough, that was a year ago. Then I saw him 6 months ago. He's like, I can't do it. I feel so bad for her. Okay? So number one is, if you're in a relationship, I am seeing way too many people, and this really bothers me, way too many people settling in relationships. It's insane. So this is the thing. It will be challenging to get out of a relationship. When you get out of a relationship, focus on yourself. The number one thing you have to do is focus on your mindset and your body, and that's it. Yes, a lot of people, this is what happens. They either overwork once they get out of a relationship, or they go out too much. That is usually the fallback. Why? Because those two things are easy to do, is go out too much and you drink. I know a really good friend of mine, that's what she did, and now she parties way too hard, and she's late for work sometimes. Her boss is really pissed off at her. And then the other outlet is, I work my ass off. I'm not saying that's bad, but if you're using it as an escape, I look at health and your mindset. Read some books. Work on yourself. Work on your body. Work on your health. That is number one. That is the easiest way to get your confidence back. And I'm telling you right now, when I was in these two relationships, getting out of these relationships, number one, was really hard. Number two is, over time, the easiest way to actually get through the breakup was time. I could say time, because 6 months later, I remember looking back and saying, wow, I'm in a totally different place. 6 months. It sounds like a long time or a short time, whatever you want to say, but those 6 months were critical. So number one, go to the gym. Number two is work on yourself. Self-development is massive. I can't even tell you that. You focus on a subject you really like or a topic you really like, and you just dive in. There are tons of girls that I used to look up. There's tons of guys that I used to look up to. Girls look up to, in other words, in relationships. I would be nervous around them. But confidence comes from seeing, believing, understanding, and knowing you can conquer something. It doesn't matter what the subject, whether it's health or finances, relationships, or something else. As guys, there's way too many guys right now, and this is really just going to hammer down. Okay, we'll go after guys first, then girls. Okay, leave your comments below. Guys, you're getting too soft. That's really what it comes down to. Way too soft. Guys, they are not feeling the fear in doing it anyway. Guys are looking for guidance. Guys, you are the guidance. You are supposed to be the rock. Over these holidays, my sister freaked out about something. I had to be the rock. And then my mom freaked out about something. I had to be the rock. There has to be someone. That is you guys. When the girl, there was a perfect example. One of my old clients was a dating coach. Paul, I won't say his last name, but he's very well known, and he's probably one of the originating dating coaches. And I met him in 2009, 2010, and we really took a liking to each other because we just spoke the same language. We had the same kind of father, you know. So I helped him rent a place. 2009, 2010. Wow, that was a while ago. That's crazy. And he called it the ante room. So in other words, if your spouse, girlfriend, wife, or your partner, whatever you want to call them, starts acting up, you put them in the ante room, okay? And they start breaking glass and kicking things, but you don't bring them in the house. In other words, you don't bring them in your mind. You let them kick around and you know, break some furniture over here. But when they come in the house, that's when you really get fucked up. You get fucked up because you start bringing that to work. You start bringing that out. There's too many guys that I know were out, but they're there physically, but they're not there mentally. They're thinking about all the problems of their girlfriend or their wife or their spouse or whatever. Girls, let's hit you. Number one is you gotta be more feminine. That's what we like. That's what we like. We don't want to compete with you. We don't want you to call me a bro or dude or curse too much. That's just not attractive, okay? Maybe there's a couple of guys that like that. We want a girl to be a girl. We don't want to be dating another dude, okay? And I'm just talking with heterosexual relationships. You need the polarity, okay? That's how it is. You have a masculine figure and you have a feminine figure. Doesn't matter if it's homosexual or heterosexual. You need that. 95% of the time, it's a masculine figure is the male, and this is heterosexual, and then the female is feminine, okay? Guys, when we go through a breakup, you have to give time between the breakup and if you want to get back together with them. I know one person, this is a ridiculous story. They broke up. They are now talking to them a year later because they can't see anyone else or they can't think of anyone else. And then I said, are you different? Yeah. I said, okay, how are you different? Well, it's a year in between. I see how we got wrong. I said, are you better though? Are you a better version of yourself? The best way to squashing any doubt in people's minds is to become better, to win. Win by getting a better body, men and women, improving your mind, men and women. That's how you improve. That's what you do. You get better. You don't say, I need you. You get better and say, let's come along. Come along for the journey. That's how you get better. All the girls that I saw, there's not one, and there's no one in the future that I say I need. Why? Because I can't change them. I can't change them. I can't say, you like me, right? This is complete stoicism right now. Stoicism is you can't change what happens. You can only change your response and the stimulus that happens inside. Do you get anger? Do you get jealous? Do you get pissed off? It was all your fault for this breakup. Screw you. Or do you say, you know what? This happened, accept the consequence, move on, improve, and then reevaluate the situation. That's the easiest way. Say, okay, we're broken up, whether it's because of you or because of them. You accept the circumstance how it is. That's an external circumstance. Because when you start controlling them, that they could do whatever they want to do, okay? They could cheat on you, they could steal from you, they could make you jealous. They could do all those things. That's why you can't go through life dependent on things. And this isn't like screw the world or anything else, become independent. I'm saying something could happen. Something could happen where they if be 100% and 100%. So in other words, it's not 50-50, it's 100-100. Because if you're both at maximum capacity, that's when you're rolling, okay? But if you're at 50-50 and they leave, that means 50% of your body and your mind and your needs left. Okay? This is also, you see it in childbearing and child raising. You see the parents where they live their life, whether it's because of sports or because of modeling or because of child pageants or because of school. Well, my son goes to Harvard. Oh, okay, cool. All right, what's he going to do after Harvard? There's a lot of people that are just looking at it, well, I went to Harvard, I have a piece of paper, or there's a lot of guys that are dating pretty girls because they're pretty girls, but they have no relationship. You have to look at this as an acceptance, it get better, and then reevaluate, okay? This is what most people do, including myself. I'm not perfect, is that we break up, and then a week later, I'm like, that was the wrong idea, that was the wrong decision, that was crazy, we need to get back together. But did you have enough time to grow? Not in time, but actually grow. Okay, am I a better person? And then reevaluate and say, okay, externally what happened? Was it because I was emotionally cut off, which is usually the case for me? Or was it because something happened between us that we can't amend? We just have different directions. I'll give you the example. One of my buddies right now, he is I don't know if he wanted to become a cop, but he wanted to become a cop. That was great English, Charles. He wanted to become a cop, but his girlfriend at the time did not want him to become a cop. He bought a ring for her, okay, so it was his girlfriend, they were gonna get engaged, and then she said, he didn't propose or anything, but she said, I'm not gonna get into any kind of marriage or a deeper relationship if you are gonna become a cop. And because it's stressful. She had her father that was a cop. I don't blame her, but it was the wrong dynamic. So he didn't become a cop. And guess what? They broke up. They still broke up. So what I'm saying is you have your path. And if she wants to join, she can join. As a girl, you have your path. You are becoming pretty and in shape and smart and just the cat's meow, as my mom would say. If your man wants to join along, awesome. That's why I'm saying go 100, 100 at the same time, not 50, 50, 50, 50, 50. It's 100, 100, okay? So getting over the relationship, it's gonna be really hard, but you have to improve yourself. You have to look at the relationship as it is, put time in between, and improve. Because there are going to be people that you look up to, and then I'm going to start answering questions and then hopping out. And the reason that this really hit me is because, ask that beautiful yoga master out, just saying, that's funny. She's such a cool girl, and she's dating someone. However, when you actually rely on someone, you lose a piece of yourself. When you rely on someone, I'm saying not that they complement you, they complement your mentality, your humor, your business. Look at Grant Cardone and his wife, Elena, I think, or Elena or whatever. They complement each other, okay? She knows he's the one that is just pushing into life, okay? And he knows that she is 100% necessary. She's the queen. That's the thing. She's the queen of the house, of keeping his life in order, of him not going insane, and obviously of the desires of the relationship, which concludes at night, okay? That's really what it comes down to. He needs that feminine energy that says, let's do this a different way, okay? That's how it is. And I know this had no concept outside of the relationship, but the reboot needs to happen for any relationship in the future to thrive. And the only way to thrive is you learn from your mistakes because you start dating the same person. And I'll leave you guys on this. This is actually one of the funnier jokes. There's a guy, Ron White. And Ron White says, He was at this military base. I think I already told this joke. It's not my joke, but it's Ron White's joke. And he's at a military base, I think Fort Bragg down in the South, and he was performing in front of 20,000 troops. And he's talking about it, blah, 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 and he goes, thank you very much for your service and everything else. And this woman in the front row yells out, they're all a bad fuck. So Ron White goes, well, after about 19,999, you say, maybe it's me. And that's the point. Maybe it's me. Maybe after all these bad relationships, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm dating all these guys that cheat on me, or they're assholes, or all the same girls that are not cool or not fun, or they're not living up to the standards I want. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's who I look at. Maybe it's the lens in which I look at the relationship. Okay? And I'll just leave you guys with 4 things that I do in life. Okay? You have to be masculine. In the way to become masculine are 4 things. Number 1, you have to lead. You have to lead. Leadership is necessary. You have to look bad sometimes, you have to look good sometimes, but you have to make decisions. Okay? Leading is decisions. Okay? Number 2 is you have to put yourself in uncomfortable situations. Uncomfortable situations is you try things. You are the first one to go, which is leading. Put your voice out there. Put your opinion out there. Be authentic. Okay? Be the person people want to be around. Okay? Number 3 is you have to be the one willing to move the relationship forward. Move it forward by holding hands, by asking a girl out, asking for her phone number, asking again. Come back to my place. We should date. We should go on another date. You are the one moving this forward. You are the one asking and leading, okay? Leadership is in general, okay? Decisiveness is in general. Be decisive. Okay, make decisions. Okay, there's so many guys. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think we should do? Dude, you're a freaking amoeba. Get a spine, put it in your back, and make a fucking decision. Okay, and the last thing, and I'm telling you right now. So the third thing is in the relationship, make decisions to move it forward. Okay, she wants to see how dedicated you are. She wants to see you're also involved. Okay. Are you involved? Grab her hand and say, we're going to walk down the street. Kiss her. Go in for the kiss. Ask her for a date. Ask her for a number. Ask to go out with her. Okay? And number 4 is you have to have your path, your mission, your vision. You have to have it. Because if you don't have it, what are you doing? Nobody wants to be, that's the base of your life. If you don't have a vision, if you don't have a mission, and I'm telling you right now, when all these girls that would not go out with me, would not date me, would just say no to me, whatever, doesn't matter. I wish everyone a happy birthday. And a year later, after these girls said no, they don't want to date me, don't stop asking me out and everything like that, I said, okay, cool. You know, not a big deal. I don't need anyone. I'll find someone else that appreciates who I am. I wish him a happy birthday every single day on Facebook, and sure enough, I would say 95% of the times the girls go, hey, what's going on? What are you up to? I just had this girl, Ariana. Can't believe this. This girl shut me down 3 times. We went out to, it was me. It was not her. She totally used me, but because I was available to be used at the time, we went out. I paid for everything. She didn't call me back. Number 2, we went out for coffee. I said we should go on another date. She didn't say anything, and then she hit me up. I was a total ragdoll. I was being used left and right. Sure enough, a year later, she says, I moved. She was in Miami, and she was back and forth between the 2 cities. Last week, she hits me up, and she says, hey, listen, I'm back in New York permanently. I was like, you know what? I was like, we had the opportunity. So I'm what? A year of growth, she's the same person. She's like, well, I kind of didn't like that job, and now I'm just freelancing. She's got nothing going on. That's the best comeback right there. I have my mission. I have my vision. I have exactly where I want to go. And if you don't have that, guys, you're fucked. You're fucked, okay? Find it. How do you find your vision? How do you find your mission? Try a bunch of stuff. Try a bunch of stuff. Everything. You already know how many jobs I've had. I've had dozens of totally different jobs, from waitering to caddying to a small business to a pay-per-click to marketing to engineering to sales to door-to-door sales to telephone sales to real estate to finance. It was crazy. I've done literally everything, okay? I'm like, okay, I like sales and I like people. What can I do? Let's try real estate in the middle of the recession. You have to have your vision. I don't know. Dude, what? What? Number one, you're not going to get respect from guys. Number two is, if you don't get respect from guys, you're not going to get respect from girls because you don't respect yourself, okay? This is as much of getting out of a breakup as it is to get your feet back on solid ground, okay? Start doing things. Join a softball team. Start a email newsletter. Start a monthly dinner club, which I'm a part of. I have it on Friday. Do something with one guy. Poker night. Go to the gym. Go for a bike ride. Go for a skate. Do 10 push-ups. Doesn't matter. Just don't overdrink. Don't over-socialize. Don't do social media too much. Don't watch too many YouTube videos. Don't watch too many movies. Okay? Unless you're going to get paid for that stuff, don't worry about it. And even then, you don't rely on it. Okay? Just get out there. Stop living on this stupid device. This thing's not doing anything for you. Okay? It's to be used as a tool, not a reliance, because it's the same thing. And I'll just say it out there. Stop pleasuring yourself so much. That's it. Get your testosterone up. Start approaching people. Start calling. Okay? The vision is the most important thing. I can't stress that enough. So if you guys have any questions, I'm going to hop out. What do you think about lack of vulnerability in men? You know, it's a good question. Lack of vulnerability. I think there's too much vulnerability, to be honest. If you talk about the 30s, the 40s, and the 50s, just think about this. We came out of a war in the late, say, 1865 Civil War. Then we went through, I think we had another war, 1890s. Okay, I'm not a history buff, I'm sorry. Then we went into World War I. Then those men had children. Those men then fought in World War II. Then we had Korea. Then we had Vietnam. Then we had Desert Storm. Then we had 9/11. It's like we gradually started becoming less and less necessary for the draft. Because if you're vulnerable in war, nobody wants to fight with you. That was the thing. So our vulnerability has increased exponentially. Literally exponentially. If you think that we're less vulnerable, there's people that are too vulnerable. That it's 50-50, okay? That's really what it comes down. I wouldn't even say it's that high. Vulnerability is only good in certain situations. Vulnerability after you've dated a girl 2 or 3 dates where you say, you know what? I think it's small doses. It's a drip. It's not, I'm in love with you. I think you're beautiful. You know, when you put it out there, the vulnerability looks like an insecurity sometimes. That's really what it comes down to. The insecurity of, I have nothing better else going on. You're my only one. We need to date. And they're like, we've been out once, okay? The vulnerability of walking up and saying, hey, listen, I think you're pretty. We need to go out. The vulnerability of, I think you're pretty, but it's not, I think you're so pretty. Okay, it's the where it's coming from, okay? Vulnerability is small doses. Vulnerability of saying, I need business, or not I need business, but we're always open for your referrals. Who do you know that's looking to buy or sell in the next year? The vulnerability is we're open to referrals, we're open to business. And then leadership. Vulnerability, leadership, okay? That's the way it should be led. It shouldn't be full vulnerability. To be honest, I look at it as there's too many emotional men out there. You can't be too emotional. You know how many times I just want to just say, no, someone else lead? But that's not our job. Our job is to be vulnerable and emotional only at small doses. And then you lead, you're empathetic to emotions and vulnerability, but you still lead and make decisions, okay? It's not leading by vulnerability. It's being vulnerable and then leading. Two totally different. Vulnerable, I need business, not I need business, but we're open to business, or you're attractive, or I like your aesthetics, or I like your mindset, or I like your aura, I like the way you present yourself, we should go out. I really like the way this date is going. We should go out again, okay? It's a small dose of vulnerability. It's not, I think we should go out again, okay? I think we should really go out again, okay? So let me hop out. If you guys have any, try things until you find what you're missing 100%. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I do have a cousin's dinner in actually an hour, and I need to go home and shower. And I think I might actually do that right now. So if you guys have any questions, especially with relationships, and then I'll just leave this with women, okay? Guys, okay? This is just for you guys. If you're a single guy or you're in a relationship, if you're single, the best thing you could do is be single. What do single guys do? They play around. They approach different girls. They have people say no. They have girls say yes. They have their friends. You go out, you hang out, okay? Be single. That's what singles guys do. When you're in a relationship, be in a relationship, but only be in a relationship with someone that compliments you, not is my other half. I found my best friend. This is my partner in life. Okay, what if something happens to her? What if she doesn't like you? What if she cheats on you? What if something happens and you break up? That's the thing. Divorce happens, and I'm not saying in a bad, narcissistic, just negative mindset. This is just a reality is you need to grow together. Look at Grant Cardone and his wife's relationship. They grow together. They have the same vision. They have the same mindset, okay? You can become one so long as you're 100-100, okay? So have an awesome day. Enjoy your week, and of course, I will be coming back live at another time, maybe tomorrow, with a better subject. But welcome back to the holidays. Get your goals in order for 2018, because I almost said 2014, wow. Get your goals in order for next year, because if you don't have your goals in order, you have no direction, and you have no direction, you're not going to accomplish anything. If you don't accomplish anything, you're not going to be happy, and if you're not happy, you're going to be depressed, and you're going to start going down, 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 down. Like I see a lot of my friends, because I'm 32 years old. At 25, I couldn't say that. At 30 years old, I couldn't say that. But at 32, turning 33, I can see a lot of friends that are bald or overweight in shitty relationships. They don't know how to break up with someone, and then they just settle. When you break up, you need to improve yourself. You need to get a little bit better. Then you grow. Then you look back and say, do I want to get back into this relationship? If they want to get back or you want to get back, you have to reevaluate on the outside. So have an awesome day. Subscribe to the video, share it, tag someone. Let's get going, 2018.